One swing from Shohei Ohtani made it look like the bad news did not matter. Only hours earlier, the Dodgers had removed him from his scheduled start because of continuing irritation in his left knee. He had also withdrawn from the All-Star game, and the team was preparing to use the break to treat the swelling. Then Ohtani stepped into the box in the bottom of the first inning and launched his 21st home run of the season. For a few minutes, Dodger Stadium believed its superstar had erased every concern. But by the final out, Arizona had turned that moment into a 9-3 warning. Because no matter how extraordinary Ohtani may be, even he cannot rescue a team that keeps giving away outs, bases, and runs. The Dodgers entered the night with a completely different plan. Ohtani was originally expected to start on the mound against the Diamondbacks. Instead, the knee issue forced Los Angeles into a bullpen game requiring 7 different pitchers. That decision was medically understandable. Ohtani had been managing the irritation for weeks, and the Dodgers wanted to act before a manageable problem became a serious one. But from a baseball standpoint, losing their starter changed everything. Instead of asking one pitcher to establish rhythm and control the game, Dave Roberts had to navigate 9 innings through constant pitching changes. Every new arm created another opportunity for Arizona to adjust, extend an at-bat, and force the Dodgers into a mistake. And Arizona did not wait long to apply pressure. Ketel Marte and Geraldo Perdomo opened the game with singles. Corbin Carroll put another ball in play, and Gabriel Moreno followed with a hit to right field. A defensive mistake helped turn that sequence into a 2-Arizona lead before the Dodgers had even taken their first swing. Then Ohtani answered. He attacked immediately and drove a leadoff home run to left center field. It was his 8th leadoff homer of the season, tying him for the major league lead. More importantly, it came on a night when questions surrounding his knee had dominated the conversation. Ohtani was not moving at full comfort around the bases, but the swing itself looked as dangerous as ever. Andy Pages followed with another home run, and suddenly the game was tied. Dodger Stadium came alive. The injury concern briefly disappeared. The scoreboard had been reset, and the Dodgers appeared to have survived their difficult opening inning. But Arizona never panicked. That may have been the most impressive part of the Diamondbacks' performance. They did not try to answer Ohtani with one dramatic swing. They kept forcing the Dodgers to execute ordinary baseball plays, and Los Angeles repeatedly failed to do so. In the 4th inning, Tim Tawa delivered the hit that changed the game, launching a 2-run home run and restoring Arizona's lead. Then the Dodgers began making the situation even worse themselves. A throwing error helped create another scoring opportunity. A balk advanced a runner. A wild pitch brought another run closer to the plate. By the 6th inning, another defensive mistake had opened the door for Arizona again. Tawa added an RBI single, Perdomo drove in another run, and the Diamondbacks were no longer simply leading. They were taking complete control. The Dodgers finished with 3 errors, and those mistakes contributed to 3 unearned runs. Arizona did not need to overpower Los Angeles in every at-bat. It simply waited for the next mistake and punished it. That is the real story behind the 9-3 result. It was not that Arizona found a secret method for stopping Ohtani. He had already hit a home run. The Diamondbacks instead exposed how vulnerable the Dodgers can become when the rest of the team fails to play clean baseball. Torey Lovullo's post-game focus reflected that approach. He discussed Arizona's quality at bats against a series of different pitchers and the importance of Tawa's production. There was no need for a dramatic accusation against Ohtani. There was no need for a public shouting match. Arizona made its argument on the field. The Diamondbacks kept the line moving, forced the Dodgers to make plays, and refused to let Ohtani's early home run change their plan. For Dave Roberts, the most important decision of the night actually came before the first pitch. The Dodgers chose not to risk Ohtani on the mound. According to the team's plan, Ohtani would continue hitting during the series before receiving treatment on the knee after the weekend. He would then have several days to recover before the second half of the season. Roberts described the decision as a chance for the Dodgers to be proactive rather than waiting for the condition to become worse. He also indicated that the situation should not prevent Ohtani from pitching during the second half. In October, the decision might have been different. In July, With a long postseason race still ahead, protecting Ohtani carried more value than forcing him through one additional start. But the home run should not be interpreted as proof that the injury is irrelevant. Ohtani explained that the knee affects his pitching more than his hitting. That distinction matters. A hitter can occasionally manage discomfort by limiting his running or adjusting how aggressively he moves on the bases. A starting pitcher must repeatedly drive off the lower body, stabilize the landing leg, and transfer force through the entire delivery. Ohtani said the irritation may be connected to how he plants during his pitching motion, and that his mechanics may need adjustment to reduce pressure on the knee. The Dodgers are therefore not only treating inflammation, they are trying to protect the movement pattern that allows Ohtani to remain one of baseball's rarest weapons. His first-half numbers explain why the organization is being careful. Ohtani entered the break carrying a .943 OPS while also holding an 8-2 pitching record with a 1.79 ERA. Almost any other player producing one of those profiles would be considered a major star. Ohtani is producing both. He also received more All-Star votes than any other player in Major League Baseball and was selected as the National League's starting designated hitter. Missing the event in Philadelphia is disappointing, but the Dodgers are not managing Ohtani for one exhibition game. They are managing him for the second half, the postseason, and a potential World Series run. That is also why the loss to Arizona should concern them. On a night when Ohtani could not pitch, the Dodgers needed the rest of the roster to absorb the difference. Instead, the defense committed 3 errors. The pitching staff allowed Arizona to keep extending rallies. A balk and multiple wild pitches created additional pressure. Ohtani still supplied the moment everyone expected from him. He gave the crowd a home run. He gave the lineup immediate energy. He showed that his bat remained dangerous even while his knee required treatment. But the Diamondbacks showed something equally important. A team cannot depend on one superstar to erase every mistake. Arizona remained composed after Ohtani's home run, took advantage of every extra opportunity, and turned a tied game into a convincing victory. By the 9th inning, Miguel Rojas's RBI double was only a consolation run. The Diamondbacks had already delivered their message. For Ohtani, the next step is recovery. For Roberts, the next step is finding a way to stabilize the roster whenever Ohtani cannot carry both sides of the game. And for the Dodgers, the question heading into the second half is much bigger than one ugly night. Was this simply a forgettable performance before the All-Star break, or did Arizona expose the exact weakness that could punish Los Angeles again in October? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you believe the Dodgers need to clean up these mistakes before the postseason, subscribe and stay with us for the next update.